Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another Wild Rift video. And in today's video I got you guys a very highly requested champion, which is Ahri. And this champion is unique in a way that you really have to play Ahri correctly for her to work out. Like, there's a lot of champions in this game that you can play anyway and you'll do fine, right? Like, you'll do fine. Ahri, no. You truly have to understand the fundamentals of this champion and the playstyle. And of course, I'm going to be telling you guys all about that during the gameplay part of this video. So there's timestamps in the description to skip to the gameplay. First, I'm going to show you guys the build. This is not my build. This is the build from Trust, who's going to be playing Ahri in today's video. The only real difference I would have from this build is I like to go Rabadon's Death Cap second item. However, Trust went for Infinity Orb second item. And I get it. Like, I truly get it. Luna's Echo is always going to be your first item, by the way, always. So Trust goes for Infinity Orb second item. First of all, it gives you movement speed. Second of all, it gives you the 15 magic penetration and the critting, of course, when the enemy is low. The whole point of this item is, if an enemy is a bit low, you can absolutely destroy him and finish him off with your ultimate and going in and all of that. That's the whole point of Infinity Orb. So if an enemy is low, you go in and finish him off. And the reason that it's better now than it was before on Ahri is because when you kill an enemy now on Ahri, or when you get an assist, you get another charge of your ultimate, and you heal up a lot. So that's why I feel like maybe now that I'm thinking about it, I would build it like this too, because finishing off enemies is really what Ahri is all about now. So getting an Infinity Orb obviously helps you with that massively. And third item, he goes for Void Staff. Now here is where it gets questionable to me. I would go for Rabadon's Death Cap. However, if the enemy really has a lot of magic resist, it's honestly worth it to skip the Rabadon's Death Cap and just go for a Void Staff. Because this item gives you 45% magic penetration. Essentially like halving their magic resist. It's insane. And then, you know, as your third or fourth item, make sure you get a Rabadon's Death Cap. Like maximum fourth item. Because it's just such a good item. And then as your last item, it's completely situational. Completely situational. Like whatever you want to go. Green Book, Leandris, the Rift Maker, whatever, like whatever. Even an Awakened Soul Stealer, like I wouldn't recommend you to build this item any. I don't know. I don't like this item, honestly. It is supposed to work really well on Ahri because it reduces your cooldowns, it gives you penetration, it gives you abilities. But the stats are just too weak. I really don't recommend you to build this item, guys. And then for the boots, you always want to go for Ionian Boots of Lucidity. I mean, if they have a ton of CC, you can go for Mercury Sweats. If they're like full AD, you can go for Armor Boots. But generally, you go for Ionian Boots of Lucidity. And for the enchantment, I pretty much always go for Protobelt. However, I think Trust went for Stasis in this game. So let's take a look at why. I always recommend Protobelt, by the way, because if you truly want to master Ahri, you can use Protobelt really, really well to get close to the enemy and charm them. However, in some games, Stasis is going to be better. For example, if you're against a Camille, Stasis is likely going to be better than Protobot because, of course, you know, you can dash all you want, but you're not going to dash out of Camille's ultimate. But Stasis can save you from her ultimate. For the runes, you go for Electrocute. Here, it's whatever you want, whatever you feel like is your playstyle. Scorch is a very aggressive rune. Allows you to really out-poke the enemy in the lane because it's really easy to poke the enemy in lane because your second ability has a long range. So every time you can proc the Scorch, every 8 seconds. So if you're able to keep track of it, this will be very, very valuable for you when you play Ahri. Giant Slayer is good. However, not very efficient because you don't generally want to pick Ahri into these tanks. But if the enemy is tanky and you know you have Ahri, Giant Slayer is going to be great. Gathering Storm, no. You're strong early game. And you know what the thing is? Like, you can also go for Sudden Impact. This one is really, really good against squishy enemies. However, keep in mind it will only work when you're using your ultimate. So it's rough. Like, I really want to I'm kind of forcing you guys to go for Scorch. I know it's not necessarily an ideal rune, but there's really no other good runes on Ahri. Here it's situational as well. Bone Plating is great against like a Zed or a Yasuo or a Yone or something like that. Nullifying Orb is always great. Like, you can always go for Nullifying Orb if you don't know what to go for. And a fourth one, Sweet Tooth, if you have a bit of a rough lane. Otherwise, you can go for, where is it? The Hunter Genius for the cooldown reduction. And then for the spells, you go for Flash and Ignite. So that is it about the build. Let's now get into the gameplay. The sound should be good now, finally, right? Yeah, there we go. So, let's take a look at how Trust plays this Ahri, right? Like, I myself am pretty good at Ahri. There was actually a time where I was really, really good at Ahri. Like, really, really good. And an interesting thing that I already realized is he didn't take his second ability first. And I want you, by the way, I saw some of you guys comment during the Jarvan video, and you guys were like, but Hells, he didn't dominate the game, he made mistakes, but Hells, I know he made mistakes. I literally asked them to send me gameplays of champions, you know, or sorry, of games that they make mistakes in, so I can give you guys a very interesting video instead of Giga Stomps where they're playing incredibly well, because of course that's gonna happen most of the games. But like, I also asked them to play some champions they have maybe not fully mastered yet, like to make the content more interesting, so I can actually show you, you know, teach you guys things, and you can see that these pro players are also human when they're trying out champions that they haven't fully mastered yet. Look at that, by the way. You see how he used his ignite before the Yone took his heal? But what I was gonna say is, normally when I play Ahri, I like 90% of the times I take my second ability first, because it's really easy at level 1 to just poke the enemies with your second ability. You could flash to the Yone here, but unfortunately he already used this electrocute, so he wouldn't be able to kill him. I just saw that a Kha'Zix is here. You could see it very quickly on his portrait lock, so you should be a bit careful. But yeah, what I was saying is level 1, you take second ability on Ahri, you can very easily poke the enemy. Basic attack, second ability, basic attack. You will proc electrocute and you will chunk down like 30% of the enemy's HP. So I'm not sure why he took his first ability. Like in that particular scenario, he could have very easily chunked down Yone right there. Oof, that Yone played it pretty well. So yeah, pretty sure he could have destroyed Yone in that situation at level 1. He should, let's take a look. I don't think he will rotate here. So even though as an Ahri you generally want to rotate, I think he can kill the Yone here. He can flash charm the Yone right here. Second ability and flash charm, and that is a kill. Oh, he can wait for him. He can wait for... Ah, he got him. Oh, no way. Okay, nice, yeah. He waited for him. That's really funny. He could have just waited. And he timed it perfectly, actually. It's harder than it looks to time that correctly, because Yone can come back at any time, but he actually timed it perfectly, which is really nice to see. As you can see here, he's just pushing the wave as fast as he can, because he wants to make the Yone lose farm. He could maybe even get a turret plate, maybe, but it's definitely... Okay, no, he couldn't. It's way too risky to try to go for that, of course. So it's really nice backport timing. He pushed the wave, he backported, he got himself some items, so now the game changes. When you've backported, gotten yourself some items, you know, when you've reached level 5 as an Ahri, this is where your gameplay will shift. Now I'm curious if Trust is gonna do this too. You wanna rotate like crazy, like exactly. This is how you play Ahri. However, he did int this particular scenario, but the idea was good. You wanna go in, you wanna help your jungler out. Unfortunately, it was a really bad situation right there. It was a bit unlucky, and he went in a bit too deep. Like, he got very close to the Kha'Zix, allowed the Kha'Zix to do isolated damage, and he got way ahead of himself. Like, you know, the way he played it is exactly how Ahri works. This is how you have to play Ahri. But of course, you have to pay attention to the scenario you're in. If you're against a Kha'Zix, of course you don't want to get isolated by him. Even though you're playing Ahri correctly, macro-wise, you have to pay attention to the micro gameplay as well. You know, against every single champion, you have to play it differently. So his idea was good. That's good to see. But he just screwed up. I'm pretty sure, like, you know the way how these pro players work? Let me tell you guys the secret, because I used to be a pro player in another mobile game as well. Limit testing is a very important thing, and especially when you play champions that you haven't fully mastered yet. Like, I'm gonna expect Trust to do a lot of crazy things. Like, that right there was crazy, because he went into a 1v1 against a Kha'Zix just to see what Ahri could do. You know, he was really testing out how far Ahri can go. Like, he'll go for these things. That's how he can get better at these champions. You really have to push your boundaries when you play champions. Otherwise, you'll never figure out if you could have been able to do that or not. Some nice poking right there. Just have to be careful of the Kha'Zix. Exactly. Yep. The Kha'Zix was right there. It's really dangerous to be playing against a champion like a Kha'Zix who can gank you like crazy like that. Especially because he finished off his Duskblade with Draktar. He had a really big power spike. He got killed off twice. Pretty badly here. So the objectives are up. Yone is rotating. Let's see what he does. So what I would expect him to do is push the mid lane and not rotate in this scenario, because rotating he's gonna be very late and he doesn't have his ultimate. Enemies don't seem to back off, however, but Kha'Zix is taking the Scuttle Crab, of course. So, of course, he can just help his Jax. And if the enemy is overextend, he could charm someone and try to catch someone as well. Should be a free dragon right there. Ooh, it's a nice first ability. Oh! He could actually charm the... Oh, God. Damn, that Jax is actually playing really, really well. They have a jungle Jax with a grasp of the Undying. What the hell is that even? You're never supposed to go grasp on Jax jungle. Hell, you're never even supposed to play Jax jungle anymore in this meta. Jax jungle doesn't work, guys. Don't play it, please. It's really, really bad. He can fight Kha'Zix if there is a minion next to him. So let me give you a small tip about how to deal with Kha'Zix. Because there's a lot of people that just don't know how to deal with Kha'Zix. If you're a laner, you can easily fight Kha'Zix if there's at least one minion next to you. Stand next to this minion and fight the Kha'Zix. He will not kill you. Because you're not isolated. He's gonna do so little damage to you, and the cooldown of his first ability is gonna be very, very high. He could be somewhere in the bush. Exactly. Nice. Good one. Good instinct. And here he could get some turret plates. It's 6 minutes and 40 seconds in, so he could just get like 2 or 3 turret plates with this Lucian right here. Get the second one too. Second one, Lucian. Nice. And now he can go back. That's totally worth it. He got like 1,000 gold from all of that. It's crazy. Be a bit careful. Oh. Does have another charm. Oh my god, that root was amazing by that Xayah. Wow. That Xayah root was phenomenal. You saw that? That Xayah root allowed her to get a double kill right there. Really well played by the Xayah right there. Yeah, so he goes for the Infinity Orb second item. Interesting. Like, I explained to you guys why he would do that during the build part of this video. And it actually makes a lot of sense. It really does make a lot of sense. Like with the current way that Ahri works. You know, remember when they changed her? I explained it all during the build, but I'm not gonna explain it again. If you missed it out, make sure you go to the build part and listen to the explanation as why Infinity Orb is very likely better now. He has to be careful here again, because Kha'Zix is super strong. Even though he has an ultimate, has to be very, very careful over Kha'Zix. Take the heal, and now maybe he could fight Kha'Zix, but again, he really has to be careful of that Kha'Zix. It's one of those champions that can definitely deal with an Ahri. Charm? Oh. Yeah, Kha'Zix screwed up. He's overextended here. He's not gonna be able, yeah, he's not gonna be able to escape this one. Damn. He's really screwing up this game, huh? I wonder if he's even gonna redeem himself in the late game. Like, he's really, really messing up a lot of different things on Ahri right here. Like, his positioning is not that good. You can clearly see you get punished a lot if you're not positioned correctly with Ahri. Ahri has pretty decent range and a lot of mobility. So, you want to maintain a certain range from the enemy and utilize your mobility to get away. Like, if you get caught by Nautilus, for example, you're not going to be able to use your ultimate away, right? Because you're perma-CC'd. So, you really want to make sure you stay far enough away. In case Nautilus ults you, you can then ult away, right? Like, you can ult away over walls and things like that, so the enemies cannot catch up to you. Like, that's how you have to play against champions like a Nautilus. Kha'Zix is also pretty good into Ahri, and against Kha'Zix, you want to make sure you're at least staying next to, like, some sort of a minion or a teammate. I know it's hard, but that's how you have to play Ahri. You know, normally you don't have to deal with that many things, but in a bad draft, this is not a good draft for Ahri, guys. In a bad draft like this, you really have to be careful. You have to be very, very careful. The enemies have a really nice composition. There's a Xayah. Oh, this is a good fight for Ahri right here. Again, he does have to be careful. That's a good ultimate, you see? He escaped right here. That's good. Here he could be aggressive with his ultimate. The charm? Exactly. Nice. That was a really nice charm right there. He did a lot of damage with that. Oh, the Jax is doing so good as well. He could, again, he could try to flash hook. It seems like he doesn't really like to do flash hooks. Sorry, flash charms. Flash charms can really surprise the enemies, by the way. That's nice. Charm? Oh, close. He has enough mana to take a fight. He has an ultimate as well. He uses his charm in a weird way, I gotta say. Like, using it like that is really risky. Of course, if you hit, it's a massive payoff. But I would say it's way too risky to use it like that. Wait, what? Oh, the Yone body blocked it right there. You see that? He didn't hit the Darius because the Yone body blocked it. They run away from the Nautilus. It's a nice charm. He has another ultimate now. Yeah, he has to run away, unfortunately. They lost this fight. Oh, he goes for the he goes for that thing, the item, and then he goes Void Staff? Oh, I mean, mathematically, this is the mathematically correct build. Like, I think this does more damage than Rabadon's Death Cap, this combo. Like, if you finish a Void Staff like this, I think there's like a whole math sheet from someone that said that this is actually better than Rabadon's Death Cap. So, I guess this is better. I don't really build it like this, but I suppose it's better. You see, like, if you hit an enemy, it pays off a lot like this, but it's incredibly hard to hit enemies like that, especially mobile enemies like this enemy. It's much better to just rely on a dash. Rely on your ultimate flash, proto belt, you know, those kinds of things. It's much more reliable to play it like that. Oh, he's dead. Ah! Beautiful, beautiful charm. Oh, that damage. He did so much damage right there in the fight. This is not the normal way of playing Ahri. The way that Trust is playing Ahri is definitely not the standard way. It's really interesting to watch him play Ahri. Really interesting. But it's working out right now. He did a lot of AoE damage right there instead of trying to catch out one enemy. Like, he's really trying to do he did a lot of AoE damage again. Like, it's really weird to see someone play Ahri like this. Normally the way that Ahri works is you want to catch out one enemy and fully focus on that enemy, but the way Trust is playing it, he's trying to hit a lot of enemies with his first ability instead, to do as much AoE damage as possible. Very interesting. And now I understand why he went Stasis, because this game he needs a Stasis. He doesn't need Proto Belt. He 100% needs a Stasis for the Nautilus. You know, if he gets caught by Darius, if he gets caught by Kha'Zix, he 100% needs a Stasis right there. If he gets rooted by the Zaya, because you can use Stasis while you're rooted, by the way. Oh, that Yone. Ooh. This is not a low ranked match, as you can see. Yone is playing really well. He has to be very careful here, though. Don't want to stay close to a Nautilus. Nautilus is his big problem. We could try to catch the Kha'Zix right here with a charm. Oh no, exactly. This is how you can run away from a Nautilus. However, he would have actually died if the Nautilus hit him right there. It's kind of funny. Doing a lot of damage right here, but the Nautilus is tanking equally as much. Charm! Nice! It's a nice charm under the turret. He could try to bait the enemies here because he has a stasis. Like, he could actually try to bait them to go under the turret, charm an enemy and stasis, but it's really risky because he's pretty low HP. But he could try to do it. Let's see. So he actually skips the Infinity Orb. He just straight up goes for Rabadon's Death Cap. He only buys that one item for it, because it's mathematically correct. But that's a nice charm. He predicted the Kha'Zix right there. Oh god. Killed. Nah. Damn. Oof. They're gonna be. Oh, they're gonna push, yeah. They may even get an inhibitor turret. They're gonna get an inhibitor turret. Yep. Jax is not gonna be able to defend it. No way. All of them are fed. All of the enemies are fed in this game. Oh, Jax. This Jax is a beast, man. He almost killed them. He actually did get one kill. This Jax is a beast. Playing really well. This is really not an ideal Ahri game. Like I'm happy he showed you this game, because the ideal Ahri game, the way that it would go is you're roaming around, ganking all the time. You know, that's the ideal Ahri game. But clearly this game, he didn't really have much opportunity to do that, and he really screwed up and got wrecked in the mid stage of the game. So now we're gonna witness late game Ahri, and let's see how he could try to redeem himself and do something good in the later stages of this game. This was a really nice counter to the Kazakhs engage, by the way. You can clearly see now he knows how to play against it. He's literally he's literally evolving through he's literally evolving throughout the game. You see, that's a pro player for you guys. Like in the earlier stages of the game, he didn't really know how to deal with this composition, but now clearly he knows how to deal with them, right? Clearly he's using his mobility. He's using his mobility a little bit earlier than normal to make sure the enemies don't chain CC him. And you can see it's working out very, very well for him, right? Like this particular game, that's how he needs to play it. Oh, nice prediction as well. Oh god, what the hell is Yone doing? He's gonna die, right, from the Yone. Yeah. Damn, Yone is so broken, bro. Nice, Jax got it. This Jax is a beast, though. Look at him. Oof. Set? You got the wrong target. Oh! Wow. What the hell? Set just demolished that Nautilus with his true damage. Jesus, Kazakhs, what a champion. Like, after all these nerfs, look at how much damage he's still doing. The enemies have a higher level and they have more gold than his team. So this is really, really rough. It's a really rough game. They really want to defend this bot lane, because these cannon minions are going to hurt that turret like crazy. It may only be 4 cannon minions. They're going to hurt the turret like crazy. And there you go. Yeah, they're going to get the Baron, aren't they? No, I mean, they're only with 3. So they're not going to be fast. Yep, they still got it. Yep. Ouch, that's really bad. He does have a Rabadon's death cap though, so he has a major power spike right now. Let's see what he does with it. But this is horrible. Like, they have a Baron. They only have to take 2 inhibitor turrets to have everything taken. Oof. That's a rough one. It's gonna be rough. Jax is an interesting build, by the way. He actually went for Randuin's Omen combined with like a damage build. Really, really interesting to see people mixing up Randuin's Omen with like a damaging build. The good thing about Ahri is she has pretty good Baron wave clear, because her first ability does true damage. So regardless... Oh! Ooh. Damn, if he hit that charm... Oh, if he hit that charm, he would have been golden. That should be a kill. There you go. Oh, but they're pushing... Oh, they're pushing the top lane. Ah, they're 100% gonna lose the top lane turret. Damn. Now they just need to defend the bot lane turret. Like, they really can't lose that bot lane turret. They really can't. Like, look, you can push Baron minions pretty decent. It's not amazing or anything. It's just okay because of the true damage. By the way, guys, make sure you give the video a like if you're enjoying it. Let me know in the comments which champions you want to see, because I really do read the comments, of course. And I like... What I'm reading is what I'm requesting from these pro players. I'm telling them, you know, like, can you guys please make videos on these champions? And they're being, you know, they're being nice and they're doing it. So, you know, if you want to see a champion, let me know in the comments. I saw a lot of Fizz comments as well, so I'm gonna be working on Fizz as well. So you know, keep your eyes out for future videos. Their mid lane inhibitor is gonna spawn. I love the addition of the inhibitors, by the way. It really changes the game a lot. Now you don't just instantly lose the game if you lose inhibitors. Because the inhibitors are respawning, right? Like, even though they're squishy, at least there's an inhibitor respawning. He has 4 items now. So he's hella strong. But the enemies are also really, really strong. And this is not an ideal stage of the game for Ahri. Ahri is not a strong late game champion. Like, not at all. Oh, he screwed up. Oh, beauty of a catch. But he only has 1 charge left as his ultimate. He actually goes aggressive with it. Oh, and it works out. It pays off. Look at it. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. He could flash hook her. Oh, baby. That's one good team fight, and they won the game. Wait, did they win the game? How many? They have 30 seconds. No, you know what? They didn't win the game, but they got the Elder Dragon. They can't. Can? No, they can't. It's not fast enough because they have to deal with inhibitor minions. Yeah, it's not fast enough. But they have Elder. With the Elder, it's like 99% chance that they win the next fight. Got a mid lane turret as well, just for the fun of it. Oh, they're gonna demolish the enemies now. Like now the tables have turned. Now the tables have turned. He goes for Leandris. He should go back for that Leandris. A major power spike. If he could have gone back and gotten a Leandris, but it seems like he won't. He could actually catch an enemy. There you go. Ult. Yeah, ult. It's a free kill. Look at that. Ridiculous. You see that? Elder Dragon is disgusting. Oh my god. He just killed the Yone like it's nothing. Oh. Oh, Kha'Zix. Oh no. You are dead, my friend. Oh, he's not dead. Actually escaped. Oh, he did die. He ended up dying. Yeah, I mean, the enemies have no chance right now. Elder Dragon is just way too strong right now. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Now it's game over. They're gonna push through the mid bot lane. So, like, you saw all the early game, mid game didn't work out too well. But then in the late game, he finally understood how he had to position against this annoying composition. Right, like he's against the Nautilus and stuff. He had to get stasis. He had to maintain a position. He had to maintain a reasonable distance from the enemy. And that's how he could win this game. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let's take a look at how much damage he did and everything like that. He's in Vanquisher 1. I think that's pretty high rank in Legendary Crew. It looks like a cool rank again, so it must be a good rank. Oh, I think that's a pro player, the jungler. Ching, is it Ching C? I think that's a pro player. Pretty sure that's a pro player. Like, he definitely played like a pro player. So, he did 47.7 thousand damage, actually. That's a lot of damage. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye. Did I? Oh. Bye bye. I misclicked the button. Bye bye.